Now it's recording. Okay, welcome back. So in the last class, I had given one problems. Okay, I think some of you have solved and most of you have not solved. This is the table, and there will be a string which is connected. There will be a string is connected. And this string is attached to a pulley. And what is this angle? This angle is with respect to
45.
45. Okay. This one is 45 degree. Okay. So here there is a weight. You have to determine this weight. So this is the block B and this is a block A. Okay, so there is a frictionless pulley. This is okay, and there is a table, and he has given the coefficient of friction between the table and the block B is given. Okay, so what is given data you have to write it. So the weight is acting downward, correct? Weight of the block B is given. Weight is given. How much is the weight of the block B?
100.
100 Newton. So this is 100 Newton. And you have to find out the weight of the block A. Okay, see what is asked. So to find what you have to find out, tell me what you have to find out. Weight of the
Weight of block.
weight of block A. Okay, weight of block A. Correct? So this I need to find out. So in order to find out the weight of block A, so what I should know. So weight is acting downward, correct? This weight is acting downward. So it is connected to a cable or a string or wire thread. So what is there in this cable? What is there here? There is a tension force is there. Correct?
Yes,
is
sir.
correct? Okay. So whenever this tension is connected to another tension, I would through a pulley or through a roller. There is a frictionless pulley. This is frictionless pulley. So whenever this is a frictionless pulley, the same amount of tension force is there in this cable also. The same amount of tension is there. Correct. So if you want to find out the weight of the block A, you should know the tension in the cable. If you want to find out the tension in the cable, you should know the reactions and frictional force at B. Okay, where the weight of the block B is acting downward. Is it correct? And there is a force is acting in this direction. Whenever the force is acting in this direction, means the body is block B is moving towards the right side direction. And what is the nature of the force? Frictional force in which direction? Is it in the right hand side or left hand side? The block is moving on the right hand side.
Right hand side.
The block is moving along the positive x direction, along the right hand direction. And what about the friction? Friction is it along the right hand side or left hand side?
Left hand side.
Left hand side. So this is the frictional force. Is it correct? The direction of the frictional force?
Yes,
is
sir.
it correct? Okay. So this is F. And what about normal reaction? Normal reaction is acting upward or downward?
Upward.
Downward.
So upward. Normal reaction is acting upward. Okay. So you have to consider free body diagram of FBD of which block? Of which block? A or B? First, I need to find it from the B. FBD of block B. Of block B. Okay, just a minute. Okay. FBD of block B. Okay, now I will draw the block B. Okay, so this is block B. Now you have to tell me. So what are the forces which are acting on this block B? First is weight is acting downward. Weight is acting downward, and tension force is acting away, and frictional force is Frictional force is acting in this direction. Yes, opposite to the motion.
Yes, sir.
And normal reaction is acting upward direction. Is it correct? All this.
Upward direction.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will write this is tension T. I will write this is weight is acting downward. How much is the weight? It is 100 Newton. And this is frictional force F. And this is upward reaction N. Okay. In order to find out the T, what should know? I should know the value of F. Correct. In order to find out the value of F, what should know? That I should know N. Okay. In order to find out the N, I should find out from the equilibrium equations. Okay. In order to find out the value of equilibrium, which equilibrium will you apply? Will you apply the sigma fx or sigma f1?
Yes, sir.
Which equilibrium equation will you apply?
Sigma F1.
Sigma f
Sigma
is equal
Sigma
to
one.
Now, so now I will write as the system is in equilibrium. As the system is in equilibrium, applying conditions of equilibrium. Applying conditions of equilibrium. Okay. What are the conditions of equilibrium? Sigma Fy is equal to 0. Correct. Apply for this equilibrium block B. Apply the sigma Fy equal to 0. What is sigma Fy equal to 0?
Minus 100.
It is that is no. Why minus 100? Sigma Fy equal to 0 means what? The forces which are moving in a vertical direction is equal to 0. Okay. What are the forces which are moving in a vertical direction? This 100 Newton, is it acting downward or upward?
Downward reaction.
Downward.
Is minus.
Downward.
Correct?
Minus
Right.
100.
Then this N is acting upward or downward?
Upward.
Upward.
And is there any other forces which are moving in a vertical direction?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
This
sir.
is equal to 0. Then N is equal to 100 Newton. 100 Newton. Is it correct, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then from this equation, so I want to find out the value of sigma fx. Okay. So if you apply the sigma fx, Ti is there, F is there, which is known. Whether the F is known, आपको पता है what is the value of F?
No, sir.
No. So
No,
इसके लिए
sir.
we know that from the laws of mechanics, what is coefficient of friction? What is coefficient of friction? Mu is equal to,
0.3.
yes,
F
very good.
upon R.
Mu is equal to
F upon R.
N or F upon R. R is the reaction or N is the normal reaction. Both are same. Okay. So I want to find out the F. So F is equal to mu into N. Okay. You know mu he has given. You correct. Mu is equal to
0.3.
0.3 is given into what is the value of N? It is 100 Newton. So total it is 30 Newton. Frictional.
30 Newton.
So friction is equal to 30 Newton. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So once if you know this one, again, what is known? One equilibrium equation you have applied, sigma Fy equal to 0. And what is the another equilibrium equation?
Sigma fx.
Sigma
0.
Fx is equal to 0. And we know that sigma Fx is equal to 0. Okay. What is sigma Fx is equal to 0? It is sum of all the forces which are moving in horizontal direction is equal to 0. Now, for the block B, what are the forces which are moving in a horizontal direction?
Two forces, T and F.
Yes.
T and F.
So T is moving along right hand or left hand side?
Right.
Right hand
Yes.
side. Positively.
And F is moving
Minus.
Minus.
Left hand side.
T is
Minus.
equal to 0. So I want the value of T. So T is equal to F. Okay. F. What is the value of F from this equation? 30 Newton. So tension in the force is equal to 30 Newton. Is it correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, so next is you have to write one sentence. Consider FBD of block A. Consider FBD of block A. Okay. Now consider FBD of block A. So FBD of block A is, so this is the block A. So this is A block. Weight is acting downward or upward?
Downward.
weight is
Downward.
acting downward direction. Okay, weight is acting downward direction. And what about the tension in the cable? What about the tension in the cable? Is it acting upward or downward?
Upward.
It is
Upward.
acting upward direction. Okay,
Upward.
tension. Okay, as this cable is connected, passing through the frictionless pulley, the same amount of T is there. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next is, so this is T and this is weight A. Okay, then in order to find out the value of T, so what is the value of T? This is already you have found out 30 Newton. This is 30 Newton. So consider okay, applying which equilibrium condition? Applying conditions of equilibrium.
Sigma point.
Conditions of equilibrium, that is summation of sigma Fy is equal to 0. Okay, so upward moving forces are positive, that's plus T. Downward moving negative, minus Wa is equal to 0. So this Wa is equal to T. So okay, this is T. Then this Wa is equal to 30 Newton. This is the answer for this question. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt? Okay, take down. All of it take on this one. Roll number 29, Brunal. Is it visible screen or not? Everybody, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. After completing, tell me. We will go for the next problem.
Complete, sir. complete, sir.
Sir, हो गया.
Everyone, is it completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll go for the next problem. Table. Block A. Block A. Weighing 1000 Newton. 1000 Newton rests over block B. Over block B. Block B, which weighs which weighs 2000 Newton. 2000 Newton, as shown in figure. As shown in figure. As shown in figure. Block A. Block A is tied to wall. Tied to wall with a horizontal string. With a horizontal string. If coefficient of friction between friction between block A and B. Block A and B. Block A and B is 0.25 and between B and between B and floor is 1/3. 1/3. 1/3. Okay. Full stop. What should be the value of the value of P to move the block B, to move the block B, if A, P is horizontal, horizontal B, P acts at 30 degrees upward, 30 degrees upward to horizontal. Okay. So this is the given problem. So here he has given the figure also. this is A block, this is B block. Okay, A is connected to the wall and B is a force P is applied to the block B. Okay. This is A case. A में क्या है? So P is applied horizontal. Okay, this is, and B में क्या है? So you have to find out the value of P when P is horizontal. And in the second case, you have to find out the value of P if P acts 30 degree upward to the horizontal. It means this P is acting at an angle of 30 degree to the horizontal. In that case, what is the value of P? Okay, so first we will consider one by one. First we will consider case A. Okay, so this is how the figure is given. Okay, case A. Want to draw, you can draw this case B also. We will solve one by one. Solution. When P is horizontal, when P is horizontal, okay, is it over?
Yes, sir.
Just consider concentrate at the board. Okay, all of you, don't write anything, just concentrate. Okay, so what is given? Block A is weighing 1000 Newton, rests over a block B which is weighs 2000. So B का weight 2000 Newton है, A का weight that is 1000 Newton है. Okay, as shown in the figure, block A is tied to a wall. Block A is tied to the wall with a horizontal string. If the coefficient of friction between block A and B, so in between these two, there is a 0.25 is given, and the coefficient of friction between the block B and the floor is given 1/3. Okay, in this case, there is different. Okay, you have to be very alert. What should be the value of P in order to move the block B? A block move करने के लिए, so what should be the value of P? Okay, so this value of P is how much? Okay. So when you apply the force P in this direction, I want to draw the free body diagram, okay, of B. So block is moving along the P or opposite to the P? Block is moving. Block is along the P. Then what will be the friction? Direction of the friction. Is it along the P or opposite to the P?
Opposite.
Opposite to the P. Okay. So it means the P force is acting in this direction. Correct. And the frictional force is acting in this direction. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Then friction between the wall and floor is moving in this direction. Then weight of the B is moving in the downward direction. So what is the weight? It is 2000 Newton. 2000 Newton. Okay. So this is 1000 Newton. 1000 Newton is given. Then when this is moving in this direction, there is a friction between the floor and block B. Correct, Aina? And at the same time, there is a friction between the block A and block B. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then in that friction is along the P or opposite to the P? Along the P or opposite to the P? Always it is opposite to the motion. Body is moving along the P. Okay. The friction is moving opposite. Opposite. Okay. So always friction is opposite to that of the motion. This is the P force, and this is the I will take this is F2, and I will take this is F1. Okay, this is F1. Then what are the forces again acting? There is a normal reaction. Okay, so this is normal reaction N2, and there is a normal reaction N1. Correct. Again, I will take this free body diagram little away. Okay, I will take this. Okay, now I will draw the FBD of figure A. Now you have to check it. So how will be the movement of the A? See, when this is acting, the friction is acting in this direction. Okay, now when the block is moving in this direction, when the block is moving in this direction, the force tension is acting in this direction. Correct. When the tension is acting in this direction, the block A is moving in this direction. Yeah. Then what is the friction? Friction is acting left hand direction or right hand direction?
Right hand direction.
Right hand direction. So it means the friction here is acting in this direction. Is it correct? Friction is acting in this direction. Is it correct? Yes.
Yep.
Next, the normal reaction. The normal reaction is acting upward direction. The normal reaction is acting upward direction. Okay. Then I will write this is F1. This is F1. This is N1. Okay. The same N1 is acting here. The same N1 is acting here, and the same friction is acting. See the nature of the friction. For the block A, friction is acting right hand direction. For the block B, friction is acting left hand direction. Okay. Always it is opposite to the motion. So here it is n2. So in order to find out the value of p, so I should know the value of f2 and I should know the value of n2. Okay, in order to find out the value of f2 and n2, I should know the value of n1 and f1. Okay, so if the body is friction is in this direction, then the tension is acting like this. Correct? This is the value of tension, and weight is acting downward. So what I have to do, I have to consider block A separately and block B, free body diagram of block B separately, and we have to find out the all the necessary data. Okay, so first what I will take, I will take the block A. Consider block A. Okay, concentrate all of you. Block A. Okay, in the block A, what is known, what is unknown? You have to tell me. What is known, what is unknown? The friction between block A and block B is known. Okay, mu1 is known. What is the value of mu1? That is 0.25. 0.25 is given in the problem. Okay, that is 0.25. 0.25 is given. So in order, if friction is given, then what I should find out? I know the value of f1. Okay, that is n1 I should find out. So weight is acting downward, normal direction is acting upward direction. So from the equilibrium equations, from sigma fy is equal to 0. For the block A, can you apply sigma fy equal to 0? What are the forces which are moving upward direction?
N1.
N1 is moving upward or downward? That is plus
Upward.
plus N1. Then weight of the block A, is it moving upward or downward?
Downward.
Downward. That is
Downward.
minus 1000. It's
Minus.
equal to 0. Then I know the value of N1. N1 is equal to 1000 Newton. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you know the value of N1, can you find out the value of the friction F1? Can you find out the value of F?
Yes, sir.
So how to find out the friction? So from the laws of mechanics, what is the friction coefficient of friction? What is mu1 is equal to f1 by n1? Is it correct? This definition?
Yes,
mu1 is equal to f1 by n1.
yes, sir.
Yes, I have to find out the value of f1 is equal to mu1 into n1. Okay, what is the value of mu1? mu1 is given 0.25. 0.25. And what is the value of n1? n1 is that is 1000 Newton. So total f1 you got, f1 is equal to 250 Newton. 250 Newton. Okay, so these two are the values of f1 and n1. So once you know the value of f1 and n1, you have to find out the value of T, tension force. Okay, so what will you, how to find out the tension force? How to find out the tension force? That is not necessary. Just sigma fx is equal to 0. So what are the forces which are moving in horizontal direction for the block A only? So f1 is moving in the horizontal direction.
Positive.
Okay, plus f1. Next, minus t is equal to 0. So I will transfer t f1 is equal to 250 Newton. My intention is I have to find out the value of p. Okay, so now we will consider FBD of what? block
B.
B, block B,
B.
beta block B. Consider FBD of block B, of block B. Okay, so I have to find out the value of P. In order to find out the value of P, I should know F2 and N2. Okay, so how to find out the F2 and N2? First, you have to apply sigma Fy is equal to 0. Sigma Fy is equal to 0. So apply is for the block B. Consider sigma Fy equal to 0. What are the forces which are moving in vertical direction? So N1 is acting upward or downward?
Downward.
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 Minus N1. Next, N2 is acting upward or downward?
Upward.
Upward plus
Upward.
N2. Weight, N2.
Downward.
Weight is acting
Downward.
downward. So minus 2000 Newton. Okay, 2000, which is equal to 0. Okay, so N1 is known, correct? Na? N1 is known. So I want N2 is equal to so plus N1 plus 2000. Okay, from this equation. Okay, so substitute the value of N1. N1 is equal to 1000 plus 2000 is equal to N2 is equal to 3000 Newton. Once if you know the value of N2, so again from the laws of mechanics, mu2 is equal to, what is the formula? F2 upon N2.
F2 upon
I want to find out the value of F2. F2 is equal to mu2 into N2. Okay, so what is the value of mu2? It is not 0.25. It is
1 by
1 by
3.
3. Okay, it is 1 by 3 into, what is the value of N2? It is 3000. That is equal to F2 is equal to it is
1000.
1000
1000.
Newton. So again you got the value of F2 and N2. Now you can find out the value of P. How to find out the P? How to find out the
Sigma
sigma Fx is equal to 0. So sigma Fx is equal to 0. Now tell me. So plus P. Okay, plus P. Again minus F1
F2.
minus F2 is equal to 0. So I want the value of P. Transfer F1 to the other direction. What is the value of F1? 250. Next, plus F2. F2 is equal to how much? It is 1000. So what is total P? Total P is equal to how much it is? 1250? 1250?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
1250 Newton is the total horizontal force P required for the movement of block B. Is it understood, everyone?
सर
Yeah.
N2 डाउनलोड कैसे आया? N1 डाउनलोड.
Wait.
सर वो डायग्राम फिर से बताइए.
Okay. Just a minute. See, whenever the reaction weight is acting downward, there is a normal reaction. Is it correct? Whenever the weight is acting, whenever there is a contact surfaces, okay, if the weight is acting downward, okay, there is always a normal reaction. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So the weight of block A is acting downward. It means there is a normal reaction. Correct. So this normal reaction is found from the weight. Okay. So when we are removing this one, block A is removing, we are taking only the equilibrium of block B. It means when we are taking this one, the weight of A is acting on this block B. Correct. Weight of block A is acting on the block B. Okay. It means N1 is acting downward. N1 is due to the weight of A. See, in this equation, we have not considered the weight of block A. Correct. Because we have considered only weight of block B only. Because already we have taken N1. N1 is with respect to the weight of block A. N1 we have found out with respect to weight. नहीं तो हम क्या करते थे? Directly N1 weight on the weight block B, weight of A is also acting. No, we should have considered that one also. but I have not taken that one because I have taken already N1. So this N1 I have already considered here. So that's why we have not taken this one. So this N1, when you are considering for the FBD of A, N1 is acting in this direction. When you consider FBD of this one, the same N1 is acting downward. See the friction force. The motion is in this direction. The friction is in the opposite to the motion for the A block. For when you consider for the B block, the same friction is in reverse direction because motion of the block B is in this direction. That's why the friction is opposite. Is it understood?
सर नॉर्मल रिएक्शन नेहमी अपवर्ड असते ना मग
Upward for the block A, because इसका weight downward है. Okay, इसके लिए normal direction इसका upward है. Only for this one. But when you consider for the FBD of this one, the weight is, see again, it is as good as your connected bodies. Wait a minute. So whenever there is a contact, ऐसे हमने ये लिया था ना connected bodies. So there is a, and the either एक spring, either एक reaction. When you consider a free body reaction, there is a reaction. Okay, there is a reaction. Correct. Contact surface. When you consider this is a B block, this is a B, this is A. So again, when you consider A block, okay, A block, the same reaction is acting this side. Same reaction acting towards this block also. Okay, when you consider the block B, FBD, the reaction is towards this body. When you consider this block, FBD of A, the same reaction is in this direction, towards the surfaces. So I say that. So when you consider FBD of this one, the weight is acting, normal direction is opposite to the weight. So when you consider this one, the same normal direction is opposite to the previous case. Yes, any other doubt? Is
No,
it clear?
sir.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, take down.
Yes.
Okay. Write down the solution. So number 12. Sixteen. 57, 58. So absent numbers 12, 16, 57, 58, 62.
38 present.
Okay. 12, 16, 57, 58, 62. Case B is homework for you. Okay, so say same problem, instead of horizontal P, there is a P which is acting at an angle of 30 degrees. Okay, that will be homework for you. I will give you the answer. You have to solve that and come. Is it okay? Have you completed?
Complete, sir.
Complete, sir.
So we'll stop now. So if you have any doubt, we will see in the next class. So all of you solve this problem, same problem. So by applying this P is at an angle of 30 degree. Okay. So instead of this one, just so the same P which is acting at an angle of 30 degree. Okay. So you remove this one. Okay. You apply this one and solve this one. Then the P will be answer of P will be 1210.43. 1210.43 Newton. Okay, this is the answer for the case B. Okay, you try to solve this one. If you're not getting, then we will take it up in the next class. Okay. If you're doubt in the FBD of A and B, we will take that also in the next class.
Okay, sir.
We'll stop now. We'll continue in the next class.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Okay, sir.
सर आता पेपरला किती चॅप्टर आहे?
हाँ,
कौन सा पेपर?
UT ला.
UT2.
हाँ,
UT2.
UT sir.
Okay, I will check it. Okay, today I will decide and tell you in the next class.
Okay,
Right,
sir.
Sir, last paper ke marks.
So I have not checked because last 1 week I was not there in the college. So today I will check it and tell.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you all. Okay, we'll see you in the next class.